watching me on Facebook, if you're watching me on Facebook, if you're watching me on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Instagram, I just want to say hello to you. And it's all about elevating your business today. I'm having an event this Saturday because this year has been so phenomenal for me. And I got to meet some amazing people. So I said, you know what, let me share with the world. So we're just going to jump right into it. Get your pens and papers together. I have an amazing guest. Her name is Barbara Majeski. And I met her a couple months ago at the Mom Link. Make some noise. Woo, woo, woo. I'm going to turn my camera around so Instagram can see you. And you know what I want to talk about, Barbara? I guess in like 2 to 3, 5 minutes, whatever you want. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Where'd you go?
I'll stay next to you. Here we go. You're so beautiful.
Start the question over because I'm like, what? Okay.
So I've been watching you. And I'm like, wow, she's so amazing. So yes, I want to get into your lifestyle, but first I want to know a little bit about you. Can you share with everyone who you are?
Yes. So I am an on-air television personality. That's maybe where people know me. I do lifestyle entertainment on the Today Show, Fox and Friends, Good Day New York, Inside Edition. Yeah, ooh, I'm echoing a little bit. I must be on the Instagram simultaneously. Okay, it's good now. And it's a career that I actually launched at 42 years old. So I had been actually 43, somewhere in my early 40s. I had been diagnosed with stage 3 cancer in my early 40s. And as I was going through chemo treatments and really struggling, I can do a lot of things. Chemo and me did not match. And I was bumping up against like my 8th or 9th round out of 12. And I had this moment of real like grounding moment. I was like, oh, I don't think it's the cancer that's going to kill me. I'm like, I think this chemo is going to take me out because I just could not recalibrate. I was struggling. And I thought to myself, I'm like, this is where my story ends. Like this was this is my last chapter. And I felt like there were so many things that I had left on the table. And it's a crazy experience to be like, I'm not done yet. I'm like, whoa. You're making a deal with the Grim Reaper. I'm like, dude, just pump the brakes. I got more chapters to write. And I made this vow that if I got another shot at life, I would never play small again. I would never let like the voices of fear and self-doubt or the weight of other people's opinions stop me from being a pursuit of the things that I wanted to experience and explore and try. And I made a very conscious decision from that point forward that I would rather fail in the pursuit of than fail to pursue. And it changed the trajectory of my life. Once I survived cancer, as a person who is I'm a woman of my word. I was like, all right, Babs, you said you're going to go big. You said you were not going to play small. What does that look like? And the first thing came to mind. I was like, I'm going on TV. I'm going to figure out that TV thing. And, I like sharing this story, Tina, because I had to say to myself, I'm like, well, I'm at the time as a stay-at-home mom. I have a degree in health education. My former career was I was a sales executive. I scaled sales teams, and now I want to go on TV. Like, there's just zero bridge there. Like, okay, all right, TV, here, okay, but you say to yourself, like, I want to do this. The next step is, I don't know how to do. You say to yourself, well, I don't know how to do that. Well, when you don't know how to do something, what do you need to do? You need to learn it. Well, how do I learn it? And you start to reverse engineer. And if you get yourself jammed up, you need to take a look at what's jamming you up. Like, of course, you don't know how to do it. You haven't learned it yet. How do you learn something? Well, find an expert, find a school, read a book. Just take the next right step to learn things. And I think people just stop at, I don't know how to do that. Of course you know how to do that. None of us know how to do jack smack until we decided to open the book on how to do jack smack, and then we learn it. And anyway, I found the part of the journey that's been the most exciting is sharing that with other people and inspiring other people to get out of their own damn way and live their best life before they're confronted with their own mortality. So I think that's my story.
Your story is pretty amazing. And let me tell you, this year I did an event for breast cancer. It's my first time ever. And I do events all the time. And it touched me so much because it was probably about 50 of us in the room and everyone's sharing their story. Do you do anything that month when they're, I don't want to say celebrating, but, talking about breast cancer? Do you do anything?
So I had stage 3 colon cancer, which is crazy because colon cancer, when we were growing up, didn't look like me. Colon cancer looked like an aging, overweight, sedentary man, like in their 60s and 70s. That was like the visual that you thought of. But the truth is, colon cancer is actually decimating us, African Americans as well. Like and just women in their 40s, and it's just it's really scary. So I like, I try to use my story to change that perception of what colon cancer looks like. What's crazy, do you want to know something, Tina? Christy Alley just died of colon cancer. And in the news, they kept saying she died of cancer. She died of cancer. And I was like, she died of colon cancer. The reason I knew is because when it's breast cancer, ovarian cancer, lung cancer, brain cancer, people are like, it was brain cancer. They go for the word. But it's like colon cancer is like, I don't want to say that. And I'm like, okay, because we are such prima donnas. We are so fucking fancy. We can't say colon cancer. Literally, they took it out of she died of cancer. No, she died of one of the most treatable and beatable cancers that if it's detected early, because it's a slow growing cancer, you can actually beat the cancer. But if we sit there like, oh, I don't want to talk about colonoscopies and colon cancer, and we're so fancy. It's like an unfancy word. I'm like, you know what? I had stage 3 colon cancer and I survived because I detected it at 42 years old. I'm turning 50 this year and I would have never seen the 5th floor had I not gotten early screening. And that's why I'm like, like let's normalize the word colon cancer. Can we just normalize it?
I love it. When is your birthday?
April 22nd, Earth Day is my birthday. Mark it on your calendars, ladies and gentlemen. All cards and those.
I have so many questions I want to get going. But if you guys are just watching this is one of my favorite friends in my head, Barbara Majeski. She is the keynote speaker at an event I'm having this Saturday. And Barbara, you really catapulted me wanting to go to the next level in my business. We met at the Moms Link event in Florida. And you were so cute. I meant to post your video of you talking about the plane. And I was like, I want to talk about her lifestyle. I want to talk about her business. But I just want to share with you why I'm doing this event, because I'm doing so great. And I was thinking about the past year, what I've done. And I said, wow, Tina, if you would have known in January, February, what you know now, I could have made so much more money. I could have so many more customers. And then I got to thinking, well, what else do you need to know? And then I just started pulling my resources together of amazing humans asking if they would speak. Araya is the reason we got connected, because I want to do a podcast. I will be doing a podcast and a TEDx. So I called her, and she's such a wonderful lady. She's like, we have to make this event amazing. And she's like, what about Barbara? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I got super scared. And let me tell you, you are so freaking cool. Oh my God. Like, everyone will love you. So my first question to you is, what made you say yes to this event? I mean, we met for like 20 minutes, maybe 30 at the Mom Link event, but what made you say yes?
So I remember meeting you at the Mom Link, and your energy is infectious. I mean, first of all, you're drop dead gorgeous, but your smile, your energy, your eyes, you light up a room. You literally light up a room. And I really do think instinctually, Tina, that in the next couple of years, it's gonna be a different conversation. And I am going to be begging you to be, give me your time. I am meeting you at a place where you are on an upward trajectory. And I feel very honored to be a part of what you're about ready. Like, where you're going to be in the next couple of years is nothing compared to where you're at right now. And the fact that you're including me in on this journey is a real gift for me. So I'm doing this because I know shit. Like, I'm no psychic. I do have an instinct for people, and I have a very strong instinct and knowingness about you. So I'm very grateful that you think I'm so fabulous, but you, my friend, are the fabulous ones. So
oh my gosh. Thank you. And it's so true. I want to talk about the plane. But before we get into that, What was a piece of advice that you got in your life that changed it forever? Was there a piece of advice, something someone said?
Well, I think it's a series of really good things that you start embedding in your subconscious mind, but one of them always sticks out. And my friend encapsulates it a little bit better. Her name's Jessica. And she said this. People that have your best interest don't always know what's best. And when I was in my early 20s, I kept going seeking counsel where I sought comfort, like to family members and people that loved me and had their best interest in me. So I'd ask them questions and they'd be like, don't do that. That's ridiculous. And so I was about ready to quit this door-to-door sales job, where it was really not a job. It was actually a door-to-door sales opportunity where if we proved to the client that we were a viable source for new customer acquisitions, there was this opportunity for us to start expanding because it was part of a startup. And when I brought this conversation to the people that I love the most, they're like, that sounds crazy. Get a real job. You're working too hard, straight commission, no, nothing. They told me to get a real job. And I brought this back to my mentor and I was like, my family tells me I need to get a real job. And he's like, well, did your family have what you want? And I was like, hell to the no. And he's like, why are you taking advice from somebody who hasn't been to where you want to go? Get advice and get counsel from people that have what you want, whether it's a lifestyle or whatever it is. Get advice from them. Why are you getting advice from people that have never been to Uganda on how to, travel Uganda? Because they don't know how to. And that, Tina, that changes things for you. You're like, you know what? I can't get counsel where I get comfort. And just because they have my best interest at heart doesn't mean they know what's best. And that is one of the best pieces of advice that I can give to people is make sure you're getting advice and counsel and information from people that have been to where you want to go.
I love it. I love it. I heard your favorite book, Go Giver. Is that true?
Mm-hmm. It's one of my favorite books. I think in right now in the space that I'm in right now. So I'm also growing my brand and changing, moving more into the online space. Yes, I'm a television personality, but I'm really enjoying some of these courses that I'm developing because I love the community that is kind of cultivating behind it. But the Go Giver it just kind of it's like this validation of my own journey. And I feel the messaging in it can really help accelerate people's health, wealth, and happiness in their life because it is all about giving and not necessarily like what's in it for me, but like how can I help and how can I serve? And I had met Oprah years and years ago, 2004. And I had asked her, what kind of advice would you give to somebody who aspired for your level of success? So just so you know, that's my kind of I'm like, I want some of that. And she said to me, you can never aspire for anybody else's level of success. Success is a byproduct of living in service and helping others. And that's not verbatim, but that's what I remember of like living in service. Okay, help others. How is this in them? And Tina, so many times I am stuck in lost in the sauce. And I'm like, all right, what's in their best interest? Like, and man, can you navigate so much better from that space of like intentionality and being productive. It's like this whole magic. So yes, the Go Giver is
I
it
love it.
will always be like a good grounding source.
I love it. So I want to chat really quick about BWC Breakfast with Champions. If you guys don't know, you need to be a part of it. Barbara, do you know you have like so many people afraid of you? Do you hear them in the back channel? They're like, oh my gosh, I got to exercise. Oh my God, I do this. Health is wealth. I want to talk about that. Can you share, what you're doing with your challenges and all that wonderful stuff?
It just cracks me up that people are scared of me. And,
So
I know I'm like 5'0", but I'm like energetically, I definitely know I like walk in. I'm like, I'm here. Hello. But I honestly, it's funny. Somebody asked me yesterday, and I don't even remember who asked the question, like what maybe 3 things to describe myself. And I was like, I'm really a no BS kind of girl. I want what's in people's best interest. So again, it's that like, I'm here to help you, not hurt you. I'm not here to ever insult you or, bring you down. I want to see the best for you. I want you to live your best life, but I'm also intolerant of BS and crap. Like, I'm like, no, that's an excuse. That's a decision. That's not a condition. And you know, so it's funny that you're like, people are scared of me. And because sometimes you don't want somebody to hold up the mirror and be like, no, that's garb. That's just not going to get you the results and the life and the lifestyle that you want. And you're wasting time. That's like blah, blah, blah. So I do every once in a while, do these challenges because I believe people know what they need to do, but actually consistently doing it is actually the really hard part. I also believe people are highly disciplined. So I don't like when people are like, you need to be more disciplined. I believe people are very disciplined, but what we don't have a lot of the times is the habits and the behaviors and the regimen ingrained enough in us to do the things consistently that we need to do to get the results that we want. So I put these challenges together of like, no, we're going to make a commitment to work out every single day from November 1st until Christmas, because it's not so much, yes, exercise. To me, exercise, you have to move your body every single day. You don't move it, you lose it. And we have become disgustingly sedentary because of listen, everybody can Instacart, we can Uber everywhere, we don't have to walk to a bus station anymore, Uber's going to come get us. We don't like, our movement has been to the detriment of our well-being. So anyway, the reason I pick exercise is because it cascades to all areas of your life. Number one, exercise can improve every area of your life. Movement, walking is my big thing. It improves your mind, improves your body, your metabolism, your clarity, your mood, your emotional well-being. It literally is transformative to all areas. But the reason I do these things is not so much about your body. Body's the byproduct, but starting to help you believe that if you set your mind to doing anything, you can do anything you set your mind to. And my programs are actually geared to that. Of like, let me show you, just by adding one micro non-negotiable that's so basic, it can actually have these micro negotiables have massive results. So that's the method. And I want to see people win. So yeah, I am scary because I'm like, why didn't you work? What, you made a commitment, now follow through. Let's go. Like, where's your post? And it's so funny because people are like, this is easy. I'm like, yeah, everything sounds easy, but it's actually executing and not missing a day. I'm like, no mulligans. People are like, oh, just one. I'm no mulligans.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So, can I tell you, it was probably 20 something years ago because I just turned 50 this year, a couple weeks ago. So,
Yay.
in that,
Woohoo! It flow.
always wanted a plane. I actually had it in my mind. I said, I want a black Learjet. I don't even know what the difference is with a Lear and a regular. Black outside, red leather and seats. Like, this has been a white carpet. And when I heard you talking about it, can you please share with us? And I've got your video. I'm going to post it. Commercial. Can you tell us? Because I'm getting a plane. I don't know if I got to get some friends, but can you talk to us a little bit about your lifestyle when you get on that plane and you're eating and I just want to hear it. I want to be there for a moment.
Oh, I love the question because I'm a self-made woman. I put myself through college. I taught aerobics. I worked at the student union. I'm a door-to-door sales girl that was all about what do I need to do to scale this beast. I am willing to outwork everyone. So I don't want anyone to think that, oh, must be nice, because there are two ways to judge that plane. Two ways, right? You can either snicker and judge, or you can get curious. And you get curious. And curiosity is the vibration of abundance, prosperity, and having. And it is definitely something worth having. So I, just like you, was like, that looks amazing. The private flying thing, I was like, that looks amazing. Crazy thing is that when I would start talking about it to people, people were like, people just shot it down. And I felt like, I was like, why? Like, and I had to kind of overcome it because I was like, oh, I guess it is ridiculous. I guess it's only for the lucky people. Nothing is for lucky people. The harder you work, the luckier you get. And as long as you're working in the right spaces with the right mentorship, man, you just have to take that next right step. I'm going to tell you something. If private flight aviation is where you want to be, you'll start moving in that direction, because people are going to want to follow somebody who's like, no, listen, this is what I want to build. By the way, you don't get ahead unless you help other people get ahead. Right. That's it. That's the name of this game. The more people you help get what they want, the more you get what you want. Your success is a byproduct of helping others live their best life. And so here's the thing with the plane. And I just I don't like lines. I don't like a lot of crowds. I don't like a lot. I just like to I am right. I know.
Love
Are you with me on this? I'm like Disney World sounds like going to the I don't know what that is. Like that's like going to the dentist or something. Like why would I want to do that? It's the happiest place on earth for people who like to stand in lines, eat shitty food, and like have people on top, blah, 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 crowds. Okay, so I'm not a Disney mom. Sorry. I'm a lot of things, but that's not one of them. I just found like with private aviation, I'm like, you drive up to your plane. No, like they open the gate to the tarmac and you drive your plane on the tarmac. Like, and then then the bunch of people take your luggage and they just put it on the plane. It's like this. Like you can like throw your luggage. It's like the bird. Like there's no baggage claim. There's no schlepping it through an airport. There's no like lost luggage or oh my god, I left I left it at the gift store. They throw your luggage from the trunk into the belly of the plane. And then you get out of your car, okay, and then you walk on the plane. And the people that threw the luggage in the belly of the plane, they take your car and they park it in the in the parking lot or whatever. And they're like, when you come back, come get your key and go. We'll drive your car back up to your plane. And it's like the efficiency. Okay, let me just paint a picture for everyone. Again, anybody who's listening, you can either snicker or you can get curious. Those are your choices. You do you. I can't control you. Or you're going to get curious. My doorbell's ringing and I'm not answering it. Anywho, so what I find fascinating, so for my son goes to college in Ohio. And he doesn't go to, I'm in New Jersey, he's in Ohio, Miami of Ohio, Oxford. Like there is just no easy way to get there. Do we drive him out to college? That's 10 hours in a car. Okay, the gas, the time, I have to stay overnight, then I have to drive back by myself, and then I need I don't even know how to drive 10 hours by myself. So I'm doing all the math. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so then we'll take him to Newark and then we'll ship his stuff. Like it's a whole disaster. Finally, I was like, we're taking the Honda. So I have a Honda Jet. It's not a Lear. It's a cute little Honda Jet. And it's so cute. It's like me, like cute little. And we get his stuff. We throw it on the plane. We fly out with his siblings. That was the best part. Like we all went. We all took him to college. We dropped him off at college. When I tell you door to door, this was the most efficient. You can't even imagine and by the way, at the end of dropping him off, he's like, Mom, I'm done. Like, he's like, go. Cause he's like, he's like the whole dramatic drop off and the emotion. He was like, it's giving me anxiety. Cause I know you're going to be a mess. And then I'm going to be a mess. And then Melena's going to be blah, blah, blah. He's like, just go. And I was like, oh, I guess the plane is waiting for me.
Well, congratulations to your son at school. And I heard you say Princeton. I used to work in Princeton years ago at a gym, New York Sports Club, and everyone in Princeton is so amazing. That's why you're so amazing. If you have time for one final question, what's next for you? What is your next?
If anybody's at the door, they can always make a text me. I don't know who that is. What is next on board for me? So I am hosting a free live webinar the first week in January to help people really lock in how to optimize 2023, how to make it a really amazing year. So I'm going over how to amplify your wealth in 2023, amplify your health in 2023, and to amplify your happiness, how to really up level all areas of your life. Listen, I think we're on the other side of COVID now. And I think there's a lot of opportunity around us. And don't wait till you're confronted with your own mortality before you start making better decisions, like getting rid of crappy people, crappy narratives, crappy beliefs. I talk a lot about purging and discarding of things that are just sabotaging you, because you can't move in new thoughts and ideas and habits and behaviors until you move the old ones out. We got to purge them, become conscious of them. It's like you can't go buy a new couch without getting rid of the dead body couch. You got to get rid of that disgusting thing. Okay, enough people have slept on it. But if you're going to move in another couch, where are you putting it? So I talk a lot about that. And I want people to do it the first week in January of okay, let's take stock of things that we're going to leave in 2022 so we can move in the new furniture for 2023. So by summer of 2023, our bodies are optimized, our bank accounts are better, are more buoyant, and we're living a happier life because we're no longer surrounding ourselves with like negative people, negative habits, things that just are self-sabotaging. So that will be January 4th. Did I say it was January 4th? Wednesday, January 4th at noon Eastern Standard Time.
Barbara, I know we're out of here, but I don't understand why. I said the same thing when I first got into Breakfast with Champions. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do these free seminars and events and things. Why are you doing that? I'm just curious. And then we can get out of here.
Now I feel very strongly that I don't need to work, but I have work to do. And this is my work, is to really serve and help people realize that they are of massive potential and they are here to live their best life. And it's the decisions that they make that lead to the destiny that they're going to live. And once you take full authority over that, you're in the driver's seat of living a really amazing life. So that's where I'm at.
Woo! Well, you are amazing. I'm so excited, guys. If you're watching us, this beautiful face right here will be with us this Saturday, 9:05. She goes on, and we're starting sharp. We're opening the doors at 8:45. It's our Elevate Your Business Summit, and she's going to be sharing with us all her tips and tricks to elevate your business. Thank you so much, Barbara.
You're the best. And thank you so much for this time.
Have a good day. Bye-bye. All right.